Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to revive dead lead acid batteries. These ones specifically are from my e-bike. Now disclaimer, this won't work for all batteries, but it should work for most batteries that are similar to mine. For this process, the only thing you'll need to have is some distilled water and a syringe. So before you begin, you need to make sure you have eye protection and hand protection, because these batteries have acid in them and they can burn you and they can cause damage to the surrounding area. So you should also have something protecting the table. I have a plastic acrylic plate. You're gonna get something like a screwdriver, something very not sharp, but you're gonna see little points here that you can pry away at to get the covers off. They're pretty flat, but most of the batteries have these. You're gonna carefully pry away, making sure not to crack the cover. Be pretty strong on there. Work your way around softly until you get the whole thing off. There you go. Once you get the cover off, you're gonna have 6 vents. Depends on the size of the battery, but usually for 12 volts, it's gonna be 6. You wanna open these vents, making sure not to breathe in any fumes. And also watch out, because there could be some air pressure in there, so it might pop off, so you need to control it. Ooh. Hear that? These caps are going to want to fly around, so you got to try to contain them. So once you have the covers off, you can take a look inside and inspect the water level. Now again, you need to be very careful while doing this, making sure not to breathe in any fumes. Don't get any splashes on your eyes, because there's liquid in there, so make sure not to move it too hard. Probably best to use a flashlight as well if you can. I'm gonna use my trusty iPod Touch for light. So once you look inside, you're gonna see they're like electrodes, I think. They're gonna be inside. There's gonna be an indicator in there, which is usually pink, and it's gonna look like little tissues in there, and like napkins. You just wanna see if they're wet or if they're dry. In my case, they're extremely dry, and that's why I know this solution is gonna work. Got this one for $1.24, so it's pretty cheap. And then you need to get yourself a plastic syringe like this as well to fill the water in. So now that we have confirmed that the water level is low and the electrodes are dry, grab yourself a container like this. I got this plastic cup I'm gonna fill up with water. Crack open, well, this one doesn't really crack, it's pretty soft. Crack open your distilled water container, tub, jug, gallon, whatever you want to call it. And then serve yourself some nice water. And then you're gonna use your syringe. You don't need to fill it up all the way, but just fill up a decent amount. You're gonna go into each one of those cells with the syringe and fill it up with water. And as you fill it up, monitor the water level inside, making sure not to overfill it. Once you check the water level, you want to make sure the water passes your indicator just enough so that it's submerged, but not fully out of the cell. So this one took a full syringe of water and it's still not full. So that was 10 milliliters. We'll do 5 more. You don't have to be exact. It's okay if you overfill it a little as long as it doesn't overflow. Okay, so that did it. So the cell took around 15 milliliters of water before I can see that the indicator is submerged. So that means each cell will roughly need the same amount of water. So that should make our job a little easier. Now, once you're done filling up your cells, you're just going to clean up your work area. Make sure there's not water around the cells. Inspect your work. Make sure your cells are up to the level that you need them to be. And once you're ready to go, you can just put the caps back on. And you can have that battery on the charger. You can do the same to the rest. I'm gonna get that right now. Yeah, wow. These are all extremely dry. And just so you guys know, there's no order in filling these. Once you've completely filled up the battery, you can start charging it right away. You need to use a dumb charger or a variable power supply because a regular 12-volt lead acid battery charger will not charge the battery because the voltage will probably be too low. Follow the instructions specifically on the battery for charging. For this battery specifically, it needs a constant 14.7 to 14.9 volts. And then it needs a float charge voltage of 13.7 to 13.9 volts. When I tested this battery, it came up as 4 volts on the multimeter, so it'll be a while on the charger. This one took about 2 days to get back up to around 12 volts. So you'll need to monitor the charging process very carefully because these power supplies usually don't have protection circuits, so the battery could easily be overcharged, which could be very dangerous. Now, once you're done with the battery, you're just gonna take the cover back and you're just gonna put the glue marks and then you're gonna just stick it back on. And it's gonna be a flat, clean seam. And then once it's glued on, you take it off the same way. The first battery is done charging and I sealed it up. If we check the voltage on that, we're getting 12.8 volts, which is pretty healthy voltage. And I've tested this on other batteries and they have held their voltage for quite a while. This one specifically, I actually did a few weeks ago, a little over 4 weeks, and it's still at 12.8 volts. So it's not losing its voltage. So that means the battery is healthy and it was just a matter of filling it back up with water. So yeah, this is how you can revive your dead lead acid batteries, specifically these ones for my e-bike. They're used in a lot of other systems. I'm not entirely sure, but it's usually things like that. You could also do this for your car battery, except usually when a car battery dies, it's dead for good. And you might as well just get a new one because you don't want to be stranded. If you guys like this video, let me know what else you'd like to see. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this channel, but it's probably going to be more things like this. And I'm also planning on making a video on how to build a lithium-ion battery, which I'm going to be retrofitting the bike with instead of the old lead-acid batteries that we got over here. That is a bit of a project though, so it's going to take some time to work on, but I'm working on it in the background right now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy the content. And thank you for watching.